Another day, another series I'm going to be starting with Game 1 and taken from the group stages once again from the IEM, the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships that are already over. As you guys know, the semi-finals and the finals are already gone. That had some really interesting matchups there. If you guys didn't watch it, go take a look at it. There's plenty of VODs, also the official VODs from ESL available, and they're worth your time, I would say so. I really enjoy watching them. But there's still some matchups that weren't properly covered by any of the big shoutcasting channels, and I've been wandering around looking for those matchups, and this is one of those. Also, I'm curious about this matchup because it's between a European player and a Korean player, and I always love to see players that usually don't meet up because they play on different servers and different regions match up and duke it out against each other. And on this situation I'm even more curious because this Red Terran here, SjoW, the European player from Sweden, quite a solid Terran player, one of the finest playing on the EU servers, but like I was saying, he's one of the Europeans that actually grabbed the spot on the GOM TV house and he was willing to go, but some personal issues made him just step back, and maybe we're going to see him going later on back into Korea. Hopefully, I think that would be nice, and he's one of the few that is actually willing to go there and try to face the Koreans at their game, at their home, and that's always nice. I have to respect SjoW for that. So actually having the chance of having him here facing against this Blue Protoss, STSquirtle, member of Team STARTALE, as you guys know. He came to the World Championships from IEM along with his teammate STARTALE Ace, and well, if you've been following the event you know the results. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, obviously. I'm only gonna follow this series for now, but like I was mentioning, both Ace and Squirtle are quite solid players. Squirtle specifically has been in Code A, though he did a really good performance on the GSTL, on the team event. He put up quite a show there, especially on the finals, and well, I think he deserves a chance of actually showing his skill against the top North Americans and the Europeans, and his team agrees with me, so he got sent to Germany, to Hanover, to face against the best ones on the World Championship and see how well he would do against the North American server and the European server players. So, following this match and taking a look at what's going on, because I'm already blabbering for a long time, as you can see, SjoW is preparing a wall off, racks into factory. There's still not much going on for now on SjoW. He's just preparing himself to start powering up his opening. More racks incoming, so 2 racks play for now, and the factory is still not finished. While here on Squirtle side, he went gateway into cybernetics core, so not much going on for now. He's just playing fairly standard. Let's see where he's heading for now. What I did notice is that he's leaving this probe on this little corner here, and obviously SjoW is not aware of that, so might be used later on, probably with the warp gate technology, to warp in some units if he's actually able to catch SjoW by surprise and SjoW doesn't go there and scout that area. For now, let me look here on SjoW side. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's the second racks almost finished, and now a starport. So SjoW preparing himself to have a nice mix of units to open with. He can decide to go for a RAS. Apparently he might be doing so because the first Hellion is coming out. It doesn't seem like he's very committed. He still doesn't have any attachments on his production facilities. No tech labs, no reactors. I guess he's just gonna pop a couple of Hellions out to take a look at his opponent's base. Keep in mind that the moment he passed there on that ledge close to where the probe is, he got instantly spotted by this pylon, and now the probe, I guess, will be heading back. While the Hellion advances into his opponent's base, there's already 2 sentries waiting for it, and he didn't stand a chance. He didn't even got into the base. Oh, that was a bit messy. I'm pretty sure that SjoW was expecting more to come out of that push with the Hellion, that advance with the Hellion. A second one getting sent, and he's gonna advance straight into that base, while meanwhile on Squirtle side he already has 2 gateways, getting a third one there, no, 3 gateways already, I'm sorry, and getting on this corner the robotics facility. So interesting approach here. I think that Squirtle is just preparing himself to make a 2-base play so he can pump out and have enough income, minerals and gas, obviously, to make as many units as all of those production facilities will allow him to. For now he's having a lot of sentries, as you can see already 4 here, will allow him to contain any advance into that ramp for quite a while, but meanwhile SjoW doesn't seem to be interested into advance more by ground, and he's gonna make a drop with Marines into his opponent's main base. Completely failed and is forced to pull back. There was plenty of units already waiting for him there. Keep in mind that this pylon on this corner, it's a great motion detector, and it's basically a scout on the perimeter, and will allow Squirtle to have at least like 4 or 5 seconds advantage to actually react to any kind of aggression that his opponent might be bringing from this really short air rush distance. So for now, as you can see, Squirtle going for the Expo. There's the Nexus. So he went for the 3 gateway into Robo and now expand. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to make a very solid, very solid push with the 2 base play later on. He might be planning something like that. For now on SjoW side, he's finally preparing his command center to pick up his natural expo as well. But still a long way to go. And meanwhile on his base there's already 3 racks, and once again he's preparing another drop. And I think we might be having a 2-pronged attack. While the observer keeps tab on everything going on the main base, I think we're going to have a 2-pronged attack here. As you can see, there's an advance here and another one on the main base. I'm going to follow the one on the main base, probably on the picture-in-picture screen, since, well, I'm not capable of following both at the same time. Just way too complicated. Oh, he only picked up 2 of those Marines and still left 2 there. They're going to get shot, basically. That single Stalker probably will be able to finish them off. Yeah, only the shields got grinded down, and now he's going to kill this poor guy that got left by SjoW. I guess that all that microing for SjoW just made him drop those 2 Marines, or forget to pick them up properly. And now he has 2 Medivacs loaded with units, each on one of the bases from Squirtle, just trying to be a constant menace and a presence that Squirtle needs to be aware of, or he might be catched by surprise later on this matchup. For now, the 2 Medivacs are hanging there and just waiting, while on SjoW side, there finally the attachments showing up. Reactor, the starport now getting some Vikings out to reinforce his airplay, probably fearing that Squirtle might decide to go for some very air aggressive maneuvers. As you might imagine, Phoenixes or Void Rays are quite aggressive. Also, they're a very effective counter against Colossi play, so I guess that Vikings are useful on this situation here. There's the Orbital Command already working 2 bases as well. SjoW was a bit late in my modest opinion. As you can see, his minerals are getting drained really fast, but he finally established it. There's still plenty of units here from Squirtle keeping tabs on everything going on SjoW's bases. And meanwhile on Squirtle side, there it is, Robotics Bay and Robotics Facility already getting the extended thermal lance, and some Colossi will be coming out, and at the same time double Stargate. Whoa, we're gonna go for a lot of airplay. So I guess that SjoW getting some Vikings is a good option. They'll be able to fight against any air units and as well help out counter any kind of Colossus play, but obviously shows a proper SjoW needs a proper amount of units. I mean, if he doesn't make enough, I guess that Squirtle will just trample him anyway. And for now, as you can see on the army count, it's 94 against 90, fairly close for now. But on the unit composition, let's take a look at it. As you can see, there's already Colossus coming out, Phoenix is getting ready, 2 of them already, and on SjoW side, Marauders, 3 Hellions, plenty of Marines, a load of them, and a single Viking. So not looking very good for now. He needs more air defense, I would say. Apparently Squirtle is messing up a lot of Phoenixes. There it is, 4 of them already flying, and at the same time he's pumping more and more Colossi. So I hope that SjoW decides to make some kind of aggression, apply some pressure onto Squirtle before he gets to that critical mass of Colossi. I would say would be something like 4 or 5 Colossi on his big death ball, because when he gets to that point, and based on the fact that SjoW is committing himself to quite a strong bio play, he has a lot of Marines, Marauders, and only a little bit of mech. I'm guessing that all of those Colossi will just melt through that bio ball so easily, so quickly, that SjoW will end up being on the short end of the stick. And, well, not actually getting the advantage on this matchup. But I'm just predicting for the future based on the unit composition, and I guess we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. For now, these Phoenixes are just patrolling there, and meanwhile, here comes what's the death ball from STSquirtle for now. Already 3 Colossi there, more Phoenixes hanging with the death ball, making sure they're gonna be able to counter any kind of air unit that might come up. And SjoW meanwhile has a single Viking, some Medivacs, and keeps messing up his big Bio Ball, and a drop occurring on the main base from STSquirtle. Hellions and Marines advancing into that mineral line, trying to shoot as much as possible, but it was basically countered by the Phoenixes. They were able to intercept the Medivac and shoot it down, and the units that were actually dropped were just finished really quickly, and SjoW wasn't able to produce that much damage. Once again, the Phoenixes still flying around. As you can see on the econ game, fairly similar, though STSquirtle is a little bit ahead on the harvester count, and on the production, STSquirtle just pumping more and more Colossi, and has a huge fleet of Phoenixes, and here they come, all of them advancing into the main base of SjoW. Are they gonna start picking up workers? Yes, they will. Oh, this is gonna make a lot of damage onto SjoW's economy. Look at them just picking up so many of those workers and interrupting the economy and the production from SjoW. Look at it getting shot on the income tab so quickly, and now 54 against 37. SjoW is just slowly dwindling, and his chances are just getting reduced every minute that passes. And taking a look at the death ball from STSquirtle, already 4 Colossi. He's producing a 5th one, more Phoenixes, and on SjoW side, we need to take a look at the units. He's still messing up all of those Marines, and now getting some Ghosts on the fray. A good unit to counter Protoss. All those EMPs are just brilliant to put down the shields of the Protoss units. They're very effective, and obviously are a brilliant option for SjoW to go for. But he needs to have some proper micro, he needs to shoot them right on top, so he can remove as many shields as possible. And meanwhile, that factory was supposed to be used for scouting purposes, got shot by this big Phoenix wing, and apparently SjoW is messing up a fairly decent Viking wing as well. Already has 5 of them here from what I checked. 7 now, I'm sorry, and apparently they're gonna try to clash here once again. SjoW's trying to stretch to a 3rd base, and instantly getting spotted by the Phoenixes, sending all of his forces heading south to make sure he's gonna have what it takes to defend while his base lands and doesn't get much harass in when he's establishing his worker count and his mineral line there. And meanwhile, STSquirtle doing exactly the same, establishing a nexus and its 3rd base. So we're gonna have 3 base versus 3 base, with STSquirtle trying to control his opponent, and with all of this Phoenix wing flying around, he's gonna have plenty of map control, and he's gonna be able to scout most of everything that keeps going on this matchup. I removed the HP bars, as you guys noticed, because there's a lot of air units and it's getting really messy. And look at the amount of Colossus. Oh, whoa, this is not good for SjoW. 6 Colossus will just melt through all of these units so quickly, and here it comes a major clash here. Look at all of them getting burned so quickly. Oh, so many crisp Marines there on the floor. Lots of charcoal, I guess, for us all to use on our braziers, on our fireplaces. And meanwhile, all of those Phoenixes just picking up some of the units, nullifying them, while the ground forces advance and focus fire on that planetary fortress. There's only a small group of Marauders trying to shoot down the Colossus, but look at this, they only were able to snipe 1 of them. There's still 5 Colossus available, and meanwhile they're all focusing their fire on that planetary fortress, finally destroying it, and now pulling ahead, pushing with the Phoenixes, leading the charge, even ignoring missile turrets. It's completely irrelevant with the mass, the critical mass that STSquirtle was able to gather here. And they're just pulling ahead into SjoW's base, and SjoW getting forced to GG. As you can see, huge difference there. And on that big clash in the middle of the map, SjoW just lost his opportunity to have any chance to take this game from STSquirtle, because basically he had a big bio ball, M, and this unit composition by STSquirtle was just way too strong. I mean, 6 Colossi is just such a beastly amount of damage to spread and make all of that damage on the front line from SjoW, that basically SjoW just didn't have what it takes to defend himself. He tried to EMP, I'm pretty sure you guys seen that with the Ghosts, but he wasn't able to catch any of the units, was just close but not close enough to actually remove the shields. and basically show with that fail and not having a proper unit composition to counter this mass Phoenix, mass Colossi. He lost this match and now he's 1-0 in favor of Squirtle. So let's go for game 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you all later.